Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast.
Thank you very much.
What? I just wanted to give you guys some tips on where to find us. The main thing, well, obviously you found us if you're watching this, but...
you found us, thank you. We were lost for a little while.
Search, first one is YouTube. Go on YouTube and search TWNRGY, TWNRGY. And also do the same thing on Facebook, search TWNRGY. And then also we have a Patreon account. Or first off, we have an Instagram account. Do it for the gram, y'all. Gram it up. Grammy season's coming up. Yeah, folks. Get those grams.
Award-winning.
Likes, comments, whatever. But yeah, search for us on Instagram. Search TWNRGY. And then also Patreon. We have a Patreon account. That website is www.patreon. And it'll be /TWNRGY. And on Patreon, you'll be able to see our videos, and you'll have an opportunity to contribute if you'd like, whether it's monthly or a one-time contribution. There is expenses that are factored into this, whether it's posting and other things of that sort. But if not, feel free to continue to watch us for free and enjoy the material that we put out. And Adam has some other information in regards to how you can find us.
All right. The other things you could do to find a place to, say, listen to us on is go on Apple iTunes, go on that search bar, type in TWNRGY, TWNRGY, and then our podcast will pop up. Also, the same for Spotify. Just type in our TWNRGY name. It'll come up. And then go on Stitcher. It'll come up and you'll find us, and you could download an app for Stitcher and Spotify on your phone. This way it makes it easy to get there, on the go.
Yeah, if you have Apple, it's already on the phone, I believe.
Yeah, you already have the Apple iTunes app on there. So yeah, Apple, Android,
whatever you have, what your affiliation, just
whatever site you find yourself on. Download Stitcher or Spotify app. Type in TWNRGY and you'll find us.
And once you do find us on YouTube, if you could subscribe, that'd be amazing. It's just as good as contributing financially sometimes.
You can subscribe on iTunes as well.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Don't forget that.
Leave comments, leave suggestions.
We're open for it.
Open, ready for any suggestions and comments that you may have. Just let us know. We'll continue to bring information about health and wellness. And just want to say thanks again for listening to us. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
With the TWNRGY Podcast. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care. Love you.
Hey everybody. Thanks for joining us today on the TWNRGY Podcast. My name is Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
And today we're going to be discussing a subject matter called meditation. A lot of friends that we talk to, even a lot of people, like maybe people are starting a meditation process, or people are just saying, yeah, I hear people talking about doing meditation, but I just don't know what to do. Heard several friends say that recently, and
doesn't take much.
It's not just closing your eyes, but there is a little bit of a process to it, at least. And I'll say there's no true to form process. It's whatever process works for you. That's why it's called a practice. You continue to learn about it, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and there's a lot of gimmicks out there, but
yeah, there's apps. You can do them if you want, but then I kind of think of it as you doing something that someone else is telling you to do. And for me, I say make your meditation practice your practice. There's different ways to meditate, different strategies, but whatever your process is, make it your own process. Don't be a sheep, and everybody wants to follow others and get instruction from other people, but maybe get the basic instruction and then take it and run with it and do with it whatever you want and do with it how you please.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yep, at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy. But again, today we're talking about meditation. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? Doesn't matter.
You go first. It's fine.
Alright, I guess I will start off by discussing my meditation practice. The first thing I do for my meditation, in my practice, in my steps, whatever you want to call it, is I'll find somewhere that's private, in a room, whatever the case may be, bedroom, a closet, I don't know, and somewhere that's dark. So either it's private or it's dark, whatever works for you. The next step for me is that I set the alarm on my watch. You can set the alarm on your phone. I don't know if you have a little egg timer, a little kitchen timer, you can set that as well. Part of the reason why I set the timer is that I want to not fall asleep. There's plenty of times, like I said, it can be relaxing, and there's plenty of times where I've meditated and fallen asleep. Actually, I was talking to a friend recently. He just started meditating. He was upstairs with his wife and his baby, went down for a little bit, went downstairs, and he goes, I'm just going to go meditate for about 30 minutes. But 3 hours later, it's about midnight.
More of a nap than a meditation session.
Yeah, big time nap. And it was midnight. He just slept for 3 hours, so kind of ruins your evening. Unless you're a night owl, then you're ready to get after it and go have a good time. But the next thing after I set my alarm, the other reason I set my alarm is because in the past I haven't set my alarm and I am meditating, and maybe I just set it for couple minutes because I know I need to go somewhere. So 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm going to meditate really quick. But then I'm thinking, feels as though 10 minutes has passed. And I'm wondering, I don't know, it seems to have been quite a long time. And then finally I look at my watch and I didn't set my alarm. And yeah, it's been about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the case may be. So make sure you set that alarm
or make sure you setting an alarm, make sure you set your alarm correctly. Because I've done that wrong as well. I set it for the next day or 2 hours, or instead of say from 1:15 to 1:25 in the afternoon, I did from like 1:15 to 1:25 in the morning. I don't want that thing going off and waking me up.
Yeah, so however you set it, if you pick a time to stop or if you set it for X amount of minutes, make sure you do it properly because my main reason for it is that it's distracting. So part of the reason is you're trying to focus and just relax your mind, not try to think of anything, and here you're worrying. You're worrying like, all right, did I set my alarm? Is it time to finish? Did I do this, that, and the other? I gotta go do something else, whatever the case may be. So set that alarm. After I've set my alarm, depending on how dark it is in the room, I usually like to have it dark. You don't have to have it dark. You can be out in the sun, somewhere quiet, calm, at the beach, whatever the case. But I'll typically throw on my face mask. So you can have a face mask, you can have a bandana, you can have a jacket, whatever's at your disposal. Cover your eyes. Part of the reason why I like covering my eyes is that it's a little bit distracting sometimes. If you're in a dark room and there's a light coming through the window and just shooting right at your head or right in the corner of your eye, even though your eyes are closed, you still see that light peeking through your eyelids. For me, it's distracting, so I just try to eliminate any distractions as possible. If you want, you can use earplugs. I typically don't use earplugs, so I try to go somewhere quiet and secluded, but also throw earplugs in if you want, just to mitigate any noise that may distract you as you're meditating and practicing your meditation practice. The next thing I'll do, now that it's dark, I kind of set the mood, got everything going on, I will go ahead and start breathing. I typically breathe in through my nose and exhale through my mouth and do it a couple times. Like a deep breath, deep and slow, just kind of relax your heart, your circulation system, just everything just kind of slowing down and calming down. Also, what I'll do with the breathing is I try to focus on the breathing. It's not though I'm focusing, all right, breathe in, breathe out, but just kind of, and just focusing on that rhythm and kind of using it to hypnotize me in a sense or distract me just so I'm not being distracted by anything else. And also, the reason why I breathe in through my nose and not through my mouth, I made it a point, or in the past I used to just breathe through my nose, and creature of habit, your body thinks you're sleeping, you're going to bed, eyes are closed, it's dark, I've fallen asleep that way. So another way not to fall asleep, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. That's just me, that's just what I do. But then, as I said, I start focusing on the breath, just to try to have something to focus on, just so my mind isn't distracted by different thoughts or whatever the case may be. So because as you're meditating, a lot of different things are running through your head, like, oh, I need to go pick up so-and-so from the airport, or I need to make dinner, I need to go to work, I need to set an alarm. So I try to use that to calm myself. The next thing that I typically do, or part of the reason why, all over again, all over the place here. And you maybe need to meditate. Maybe I should have meditated before, but
Probably.
I kind of equate meditation to driving on the highway, the freeway. As you're driving down the freeway, there's so many distractions. Think about it. There may be a bunch of people racing around, driving erratically. Somebody hit the brakes abruptly. You have those electronic billboards distracting you. Like one sign just popped up, another sign just popped up. Like a hot chick in the next car. You have some kids in the backseat. You have your carpool buddy talking to you, wanting your attention. Then you have your smartphones. You have navigation systems. You have just about everything, radio, that can distract you and distract your attention when you're supposed to be looking forward, focusing on the road, and going straight. That's what I kind of see meditation as. Like as you're meditating, you have so many distractions. All these thoughts keep on popping up in your head. But as you're meditating, you just want to just be present, be mindful, and just kind of think of nothing. Try to think of nothing. Just focus on the breathing. Just breathe, be there, and calm your thoughts. There's actually two types of meditation that I typically do. I either just focus on doing nothing, as I said earlier, and just being there, being present, and just focusing my breath, trying to clear my mind, calm my thought process, just be present and enjoy where I'm at, just be in a relaxed state. And it works for me. It helps me just to be calm throughout the day and calm in other areas of life that aren't directly related to meditation. The other thing I like to do when I'm meditating is maybe focusing on a situation that's going on, whether there's a problem, whether there's an issue, whether there's just something I'm trying to resolve or do, and I'm just trying to create different thought processes, different ideas, different ways to create or do something. And I use it as a platform, meditation that is, to create and think of new ways, to think of resolutions, think of like some sort of resolution, again, to whatever the issue is. And it works for me. I'm not going to say it works all the time. You may have an idea that pops up in your head as you're meditating. I like to keep a piece of paper next to where I'm at so I can write things down. So I'm not trying to be distracted while I'm meditating. So
then if you're writing it down, then you're distracting yourself.
I am. But then as I'm meditating, sometimes I want to focus on an idea the whole time, right? Make sure to feed it up, and then I write it down. Whatever the thing is that pops in my head that may be beneficial to me down the way, but I'll write it down and then I try to get back into the meditative state and relax. But that's the other way that I like to meditate, is just try to focus on something and try to resolve the issue. Like I said, it doesn't always work, but it helps you, like just a platform for you to, maybe you had a couple nuggets and you put those nuggets together when you're not meditating. You're all right, I thought about this, I thought about that, and this, that, and the other, and you down the road, you resolve your issue. Those are two ways that I typically meditate. And for me, I find meditation to be very beneficial. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. I'm not anything perfect. For me, it's still a practice. As I said, I'm still fine-tuning it, not necessarily perfecting it, but it's about progress, not perfection. And for me, as I mentioned earlier, it helps calm my thoughts. And my thoughts are not bouncing off the walls, thinking of different things, and it also helps to calm my thought process. Typically, or in the past, and I'm sure I still do it, shoot from the hip, and instead of just thinking about a situation or maybe holding back and not saying something and not pissing somebody off, I've noticed that it's helped me calm down with some of those expressions that I say, do, whatever the case may be. Not that it's perfect. Not that I'm perfect. I still say things I shouldn't say. I still shoot from the hip, as he can attest to. But for me, it's helped mitigate some of it, and I find it to be a beneficial process for myself and sometimes for others around me. But that's why I continue to do it almost daily and on a regular basis, and just try to fine-tune it and find what works for me. But now that I've explained my process, I'm going to pass it on to this dude so he can talk about his process.
All right. Alright, I'm going to explain my ways of meditating, which are probably going to be
somewhat similar to Aaron's, but different, but
same, different.
just
Twins.
explanation of the steps. So, but when it comes to my meditation process, first I like to just set aside some time. Sometimes it's like hard. I'll just be doing everything, whether it's working or doing stuff on the weekend, to just stop myself and go and just do nothing, because I just get super hyper focused.
He's always going to be productive, and he's the one that initiates the meditation on the weekend. Surprisingly, as focused and productive as he typically is and wants to always be busy, he's the one that says, hey, maybe we should take time to meditate.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it's just hard to wait. Usually it's more towards the end, later in the day rather than earlier in the day for me. But so first I'll set aside the 10 minutes, and then I prefer to have like a quiet area where I don't have to be bothered by different things. But
So I'm not bothering this dude.
yeah, so I'll try to do that for the most part. Also, try to go, but back to that, when it comes to me looking for a quiet area, there's no perfect situation, so it's never going to be completely quiet. If you want, you can probably try to use earplugs or noise-canceling headphones, but I don't know, I just go there and do what I do, and it's never going to be a perfect situation, so I just accept what it is in that moment. And sometimes it's interesting to like maybe hear things and think of all the chaos going around in this world around me.
Birds chirping, wind blowing.
Here I am in this moment, just relaxing, doing nothing, where everything else around me just
puts things into perspective.
Yeah. Also, with that, I try to look for a dark room, but you can go wherever. It might not get dark, but
your car.
As I say, whether it's your car, your bedroom, your office, your living room, wherever it may be, just somewhere, some sort of spot where you could be by yourself. I don't really sit there and focus on my breathing. Like I just try to breathe through my nose when I'm doing my meditation, but I'm not really sitting there focusing on breathing in, breathing out, maybe how Aaron kind of does. So that's
whatever works for whoever.
Yeah,
there's no right or wrong way.
And then it just, when I'm in there meditating, always get different, what I'm trying to do is just kind of clear my mind of all the thoughts that are going on in that moment, or any kind of lingering things that have been going on throughout the day. This way I go into my meditation session with a kind of clear slate, and I don't have to worry about everything that's going to be going on, that has been going on, and things that are going to be going on. Just try to be a lot of nothingness.
Be mindful, present, and experience what's going on then and there.
Yeah, and then as I sit there, random thoughts come in my mind, whether it's, oh, gotta feed the dog, oh, gotta take out the trash, oh, gotta set an alarm for this, that, or the other. And then what I try to do, I just try to I don't even try to remember it. If I remember it, good. If I remember it, good. If I don't, fine, I'll end up remembering it at some point, maybe when it becomes an issue. But I just try to push it aside from my mind. I don't write it down or anything. I mean, that'd be nice, but I just try to be in that moment, because before you know it, you're like, I'm remembering something, and then 10 minutes gone by, you're like, oh shoot, I just interrupted myself a few times. And then sometimes I'll even feel as if I'm daydreaming. The other day, I kind of had this daydream while I was meditating. I was this kind of superhero, the leader of the superheroes. I was
Superman with the blue shirt over here.
I was a combination of Colossus and Thanos. It was actually pretty cool. And just like kind of seeing the images in my mind.
Yeah, he just watched a new Marvel movie, Endgame, so it was fresh in his head.
I'm directing a new movie, new TV series on Disney Plus.
The new universe, Adam's Marvel series.
But yeah, no, it was cool. Like, it was pretty interesting. But yeah, just random stuff like that will pop into my mind, and then I'm like kind of coming in and out of this like trance state sometimes. Whatever it may, it's weird. I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like I maybe
sounds pretty weird.
Minutes. Sometimes I didn't. I'm just kind of sitting there, clearing my mind and my thoughts, to try to focus. Another thing that I generally do when I'm meditating is that I imagine myself in space, just kind of dark nothingness floating around.
I've done that in the past.
This way, like, I just try to equate that to myself in that moment. I'm like, okay, I just want to be nothing. I just want to be where nobody's at, and just complete quietness and darkness. And so I just try to put my mind there. Like, I'm like struggling. I feel my eyes are closed. I'm struggling. I'm looking for that area, and I can sometimes just see myself maybe kind of floating in darkness. But I mean, it's good. Just another way that I can try to clear my mind and not try to think of anything that's going on or that's going to be going on. And so, and then after I do that, before I know it, the alarm I set on my watch goes off and back to normal. And there I am out of that meditation moment. So, but I don't know, what I get from meditation is that I feel more calm and relaxed after a meditation session. Sometimes I even feel a little bit tired, and it's just like, I'm like, man, I can just sit here, or I can lay here for like 30 minutes or the rest of the day. But I just tell myself, I said, nope, get up, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Adam, you gotta get up, get out, get on with your day.
Do it. And so I'll just push myself, get up where I'm at, and go back to what I was doing, just so I don't get too comfortable. Like, I was good enough to set aside that 10 or so minutes to myself, but after that, I need to get back to what I'm doing.
Get productive.
And the other thing is that in life, so many times we're engaged in all these different actions where we don't kind of set any sort of time to ourselves. That's why it's good to get these few minutes to ourselves and do nothing. This way we can kind of reset ourselves and then just learn to enjoy our meditation sessions and look forward to them. Yeah. So that kind of entails that does entail my meditation sessions on a daily basis. So hopefully this helps you and you learn to do your own meditations, whether it's like a guided one or you're just thinking, okay, to yourself for 10 minutes, I want to be a better person. I want to do this. I want to do that. Maybe just brainstorm, whatever works for you.
Go into it with an objective to tell yourself ways to better yourself. Be a nicer person, be a more productive person, be a more studious, helpful, whatever you're looking to accomplish.
Something for you to focus on.
Yeah, and we're all different. Real quick, I just want to add two things. I was just thinking when Adam was talking about floating through space, two other little meditation practices I used to do was, like Adam did, I used to think I was in space. I would actually start off where I'm in my room, and then now I'm floating away. I'm floating past our atmosphere. I'm floating past satellites, or planets, nebula, and then I'm just kind of thinking myself floating around those areas, and then I kind of pull myself back, and I'm coming back. Oh, there's the sun again. Oh, there's Mars. There's Jupiter, whatever, all these different planets. I'm not an astrophysicist, so I don't know all the astrology terminologies or where they all are relative to Earth. But anyways, and then I pull myself back in. And in doing so, I'm not thinking of anything else but that moment about me floating around space. It's a little strange. It was fun. It was an interesting experiment. But then the other thing I used to do, and I think it's a difficult task, and I always had a difficult time, is try to picture yourself in an all-white room. Like, for me, it was somewhat difficult, and I'm creating all the rooms, all right? And I tried to say, all right, there's a room over here. Usually there were like 3 or 4 rooms in a house, and I build the room, everything's white, and then for me, it was always hard to close the door and make the door white. So it's a difficult task. So those are 2 other little ways that you can try to meditate. Floating through space, picture yourself thinking about that, and then think of an all-white room and creating an all-white room, and everything white. You have windows, but make sure that door's closed and you can't see that door. That's the difficult one that I found that was hard for me to do, but challenging, and got my mind away from any other thoughts that I was thinking at that time. But was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, that concludes everything for me.
Well, thanks again. If you are having a difficult time finding and looking at partake in a meditation practice, take this and run with it and make your practice your own practice. But yeah, thank you for joining the TWNRGY Podcast. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez. Thank you very much.
Love y'all. Love y'all. Oh, just in time.